So I want to call myself out on something. I definitely collect evidence in my life for where my customers are cheap and can't afford shit.
Okay. What does that mean?
I'm looking for evidence to support the idea that most entrepreneurs will never be successful. And I'm like waiting for them all to run out of money. That's like what I'm calling myself out on that.
You want to change that? Is that what you're saying?
I'm going to begin looking for evidence to support something else. I approach the world through a lens called, most all of you are fucked, and so I'm probably fucked too, but we'll see.
That's really pessimistic.
Well, but again, it's like my rational brain just goes there, and it's like, but it's the truth. Statistically, that is the truth. I've just let that pollute my optimism.
And why do you want to change that?
I'd like to collect evidence for where highly cash flowing customers and prospects are beating a path down on my door to buy my shit and give me all their money.
So why don't you do your write it down, cross it out, write something new?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Right, that's this.
You've made us sit here and actually write the shit out in front of you.
That's true, I did.
Yeah, I know.
Give me some paper.
Rip it out of
Give me one of your pages that are falling out. No, I want one of his pages.
You know what, Ford? I have never taken a page out of my notebook for anybody.
Whoa.
There you go.
First piece of evidence. I'm like a business child. Thanks. Alexander Ford, professional business child. When the minute you hire someone like me, there's this pretense where it's like, well, Alexander, you know, you're accountable to my fucking success in life. Right? They're like, you didn't quote it properly. You didn't tell me all the accountabilities and implications of all this bullshit I'm going to come up with over time and surprise you with and not have a plan for and expect you to do. And so I spend a lot of time trying to hedge that. Be like, listen, I'm facilitating this. You're still accountable to your fucking business. I'm just trying to bring your dreams to life here. If you are trying to make me accountable, then you have to think about, like, if you had an employee, could you hold them accountable the way you would hold me accountable? No, you fucking couldn't. Like, I have a greater sense of accountability than like an employee would, which is fair. That's fair. But it doesn't go all the way to fucking 100. It's not 100. I'm a facilitator. So I'm just trying to work through that. Like, it's just, I want to help people bring their dreams to life, but I don't want their dreams to become my, it's not, like, what I'm building for them is not my accountability, right?
So you have service provider-itis, more or less. We always feel responsible or accountable or whatever for somebody else's success.
Because we tell them what to do, and then the minute they agree, I feel like I have a sense of liability. When in reality, it's like, I'm trying to give you options.
Right.
As long as they do everything that you've told them to do, and when they don't,
But they never do.
I know that, but that's not your fault.
But now we're in a personal relationship, and I have to sit across the table and be like, fuck you, it's your fault. That's not diplomatic in the least.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying, like, I mean, I'm dealing with that. At that point, I kind of went, okay, this is a pattern of not listening to the people you're paying for advice.
Except for the one.
Except for the one who's a fucking moron.
Needs to be fired.
Like, fuck. And anyway, the nice thing is that
Let's cut that video segment and email it to him.
yeah, let's not.
What's this say about you and your ability to communicate to your customer and manage the relationship, managing your customer? I mean, and what kind of strategies do you develop? Because there's always going to be, it's the nature of the beast. So how do you develop strategies to manage a customer that doesn't listen?
We've told them the same stuff 6 ways to Sunday.
Well, it's not getting there. So
Right.
At the end of it, you're done, moving on. But the next guy is going to do the same thing. There's going to be others. So the question is, how do you manage that?
Because Len and I spent about 4 hours putting together an item list of everything that needs to be done in a safety program, and then how much of it their supervisors do, how much of it the office does, and how much of it we do. And it all changes with the amount per month. And so having that conversation with the client right at the front end is going to at least set the tone for them to know, okay, there's a lot of moving parts in the safety program that I need to be aware of. And if I don't want to be aware of it, I need to pay somebody else to be aware of it.
Or deal with the risks.
Or deal with the risks or not, exactly.
Back to Alex. Same problem. Gives advice. People listen to half of it. Do only part of what he offers. People follow his advice but don't do it right. Then the onus is back, and you're the one who pays for it. You lose the business. They get pissed off at you, even though you gave them the, whatever. So again, it's like that's just business.
Yeah, but that's the nature of business. There's going to be clients where we just can't add the value to them for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, they still have to, like Alex said, they got to be accountable for the results that they're getting.
Well, they don't have to be. That's the thing. Is they
But
don't
they
have
are,
to be.
I should say.
Well, but they're not.
It should be.
The thing is, they don't have to be, and most of the time they're not. And so how do we as service providers mitigate that without deploying an expectation? Because what I hear from you is the same thing I'm trying to deal with, which is that you have an expectation that one day they're going to spontaneously combust into the accountable person that we think they should be.
Well, that we know that they are, even if they don't admit
But
it.
that's like saying that like 99% of the population is going to spontaneously start exercising every day out of the goodness of their own heart because they know it's the right thing to do for themselves. Like they're just not going to. So our clients are hiring us, and they're not explicitly asking us to hold them accountable, right?
Yeah.
But they are. And so how do we play the role of accountability without being the accountability? How do we play that role of helping them be accountable without being the one accountable? Right?
Yeah.
Because that's the dilemma.
Yeah.
I have no interest in fucking being accountable, but I have every interest in enabling them to be accountable. Right? And that's the middle line.
This is just like parenting.
It
This
is,
like life,
totally.
and but the thing is, knowing like I've had made this realization very recently, and I'm only speaking just from experience, not as advice. But so I have to sometimes do harsh parenting at the risk of the relationship. Going, if you're not going to follow my advice, we're not going to be in business. I value your business, but this is really for the best for you, so I have to harsh parent. And I'm not saying I do that all the time. I'm just saying that some people need you. Like you're saying, oh, how do you get to blah blah blah? It's like sometimes you just gotta say, like, I am going to do this for you, and I'm pushing it through if you can, if you have control. If not, I'm going to hound you every day until you hate me and drop me. Like,
So I'm an expert at that. And how that shows up in our business is it looks like me going out and taking the risk on a 30-hour project because I can't convince them to do it, so I just do it.
Yeah.
Doing the right thing for us in a project scope is totally different than doing the right thing in a managed services scope, right? And so now, now we're dealing with, as a company, the result of me doing the right fucking thing like an idiot. Not like an idiot, functionally, but like an idiot from a cash flow perspective.
All I'm saying is there's a certain high percentage of people that may not have the cash, but they have the mindset of how to create the cash, and they'll get you the cash.
So that's fine. If they can afford a fucking cheap as fuck employee, like $36,000 a year worth of cash, that's great. They can scrape that together on a monthly basis and pay it to me as their only employee.
Right.
So how are you going to find those people?
I don't know. I'm just going to magnetically attract them. I don't have any control over that necessarily. I have control over the beliefs and the evidence I'm collecting in my life, and I'm collecting evidence not to support that presently.
Where would you find those people? Where do they exist?
On the internet?
So, what? And you So you need to be that Andy Warhol of creativity that just be like, that's a fucking weird guy, but man, is he a genius? You know what I mean? And then you're in that circle, not in with the muck of the business world. You need to be up in the social in that circle. So find that if those people exist, which they do, they're living in a specific place. So you are that person that's a sniper, that's a SWAT team. You're not the infantry. They can hire infantry. They're not gonna. They're gonna bring in SWAT. They're gonna bring in snipers.
That's
so
true.
how do you get those people to say, I'm the sniper, I'm the Andy Warhol, I'm the Jean-Michel Basquiat, I can make you the real fucking awesome stuff, and then I'm out. You know what I
because
mean?
we don't want to run the business, we just want to build it.
I perceive it that you are safely taking risks. Sounds. Do you understand what I mean? Anyone get it? You're safely taking risks.
I'm picking up. I gotcha.
I need tangibles, I can't.
Okay, your comfort zone is way bigger than most other people's, which means you got to go way outside of it to stretch yourself.
So is this in or out of the comfort zone?
No, that's safe.
For you now, that's comfortable.
Okay, fine. 40 days in, it's comfortable. So can we rewind 40 days? Is putting the entire life of our company on display on the internet safe or unsafe?
Not for us, for you.
That's what I'm asking.
It's safe for you.
This was a safe decision? Do you perceive that way? Because the thing is, it's not just a guy putting us on camera, it's a guy putting us on camera for a fixed fucking salary with overtime.
It just feels like you're not
get out of the current social sphere that we're currently
That's
dealing
the
with,
immediate.
which is,
Yes.
while it may be risky within our sphere, the stuff that we do, you're saying that the sphere itself is the safety.
Credo brought up the other time, said, why don't you have 200, 300 person clients?
I don't know.
Right? You guys are, no, from an IT perspective, you're not built for that. But for consulting, sniping perspective, you're absolutely built for that.
Okay.
I think we all care and we know that where you deserve to be, and you're just not there yet.
Your comfort zone is people that you know you have a better handle on shit than they do. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go hang out with people that make you doubt yourself or second guess yourself.
Yeah. Smarter than you.
Go places where you're not the smartest one in the room.
Yeah. Bingo.
And just be around them. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you don't have to match wits, just absorb their energy.
Okay, fine. I can do that.
Here's full. Yep. What I'm chewing this.
Yeah.
I'm processing it too. What,
This is good. It gets me re-engaged to the way I used to be. It's fucking exciting.
Any rich people want to hang out with me? Just put a comment on this video. Okay, so today you guys got to see a conversation at MAPS, which was a little challenging for me. I was challenged not because I don't appreciate my men calling me out, especially when I start the whole conversation by calling myself out. I was challenged because we spent a lot of time debating ideas that the men at my table were finding very challenging to make tangible for me. I want to know the ending before I get there, and that's one of the reasons why I've forced myself into a situation in Measurable Genius where one of our core values is embodying incremental progress, because I know that if I allow needing to understand shit to get carried away, that I will not make progress. Within the world of engaging socially and in the world of networking and in the world of developing real human relationships, I generally prefer to hang out at the back of the room, hang out behind my computer, because it puts me in a position where I have power and I'm able to create value without needing to go through the hurdle of, I guess, getting to know people. Getting to know people is something I find tremendously challenging, and it's challenging for me because I have a difficulty in appreciating the meaning in the getting to know you stage of a relationship. I don't like bullshit. I don't like niceties. I don't like talking about shit that isn't going to move me forward or move the person or the group that I'm working with forward. I like to be doing shit, and today I was challenged because the men told me I wasn't doing enough of that. They told me I wasn't doing enough of spending time just being out there. And quite frankly, even now, several hours after the meeting, I'm still in my head like I don't want to do that. I don't want to go hang out at a dinner that means nothing to me for 4 hours just to sit at a table with people I might make a relationship with. But in the universe, it's a game of probability. It's a game of volume. To be honest, it's true. I have done everything in my power my entire life to avoid having to go out and just be uncomfortable getting to know people. So in a way, this episode is a proclamation that I'm going to ask someone in my company to put me in that uncomfortable situation, because I know that the only way I'm going to be accountable to making this change is by asking someone to set me up, to make me show up. And once I'm there, I will most certainly do my best. 2 takeaways. Number 1, I've been playing small, I guess, socially. So we're going to see if we can switch that up. And number 2, as long as I'm in charge of deciding whether I'm going to go out into the world and be uncomfortable or not, it's not going to happen. And so a lesson maybe for all of you guys is that if there's something you know you're going to interfere with in your own life, the best thing you can do, the one thing I've demonstrated I'm capable of doing time and time again to hold myself accountable, is to pass the baton to someone in my company and enable them to hold me accountable. And how they're going to hold me accountable is they're going to go find me these social events. Episode 41 is finished. Hope you guys liked it. Again, if you're rich and you want to hang out with me, fucking comment below. If you've got a business and you want to talk, comment below, send me a message, reach out, go to my website, give us a phone call at the office, do whatever it takes. This is a proclamation. I want to meet you, get to know you, figure out what's going on, and surround myself with high quality people who are growing their business, making a difference, on a mission, shaking shit up. Talk to you guys later.
Lovely. All right.